Hello, everybody. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into this mini direct instruction lesson based on, right here, metric conversions. If you want to go ahead and look how I have my paper set up and pause the video right now to get these different problems set up. If you notice, I'm using the same little guide from yesterday, so I'll probably have these printed out again for you guys. Yesterday we had our work done on that page, and then we had our other measurements going on there. So I'll go ahead and I'll make some copies of those so you guys can have another table right here so you're not flipping back and forth. I spaced out sections so that I could work with the decimals down below. So go ahead and pause the video right now if you need to write down all of these measurements, and we'll get started on conversions. Okay, so first things first, let's take a look back at our metric system ladder. Understanding that the base unit always starts in the center with our metric system. In this model, we have meters, which measures length, but you could possibly have things that are measured in grams, which are considered to be weight measurements. And we also have liters, which would be considered your capacity, especially like when you're talking about liquids and whatnot. So today we're gonna go ahead and remember that as we change from different measurement types, we're going to either be moving up the ladder or down the ladder. The number is either getting larger, or it's getting smaller because we have bigger measurements and we need less of it. So I'm going to go ahead and start here first. I have 5 6/10 of a kilometer, or 5 6/10 kilometers, which means I'm at the very highest measurement here, kilometers, kilometers, however you want to go ahead and pronounce it. And so I want to convert that into meters. So if I look back at my ladder, I'm here at kilometers. I want to go to my base unit of meters. It looks like I have this many different increasements. I have 1 jump, 2 jumps, 3 jumps, which ultimately means 10 times 10 times 10. And think to yourself, what is 10 times 10 times 10? 1,000. So we're increasing this number 1,000 times. FYI, you guys better be taking these notes with me too. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the video. So 5 6/10 is going to increase 1,000 times. So should this number get bigger or smaller? Think about that in your head. If it's going to increase 1,000 times. I said the word increase. This number is actually going to get bigger. I'm going to need more meters to represent kilometers. Remember, kilometers are like city blocks. So I have about 5.5 city blocks represented here. And I want to see how many meter sticks that would take me if I had placed a bunch of meter sticks around those 5 blocks. So of course, this number is going to increase. A simple way to go ahead and easily do this, a cheat sheet, I guess you could say, would be just to move that decimal, the amount of jumps that you took. So 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and move that decimal. 1, 2, 3. Placing the decimal here. And now I have a new number. There are 5,600 meters in a kilometer. Okay, so seeing that we have increased 1,000 times. So far this was only a 5, like a ones place. So we did have that decimal that represented tenths. So that's why you only had 2 more zeros going through there, because it took away with some of that 6 right there. Okay, let's go to our next measurement conversion. I have 100 decimeters. Now, we don't necessarily use decimeters very often, but decimeters is going to be 1 smaller than the meters And so I have currently 100 of them. I'm gonna go ahead and write the decimal or the number here with the decimal placed behind it because it's 100 whole decimeters. And it looks like I want to change it to decameters, which is actually going to be a bigger measurement. So I'm gonna need less of it because decimeters are small, I need a lot of them. Decameters are bigger, I need less of them. I'm probably going to have a number that gets a little bit smaller. And it looks like my decimal is gonna move towards the left. Going up, 1, 2. So the same is gonna happen to my decimal here. It's gonna move to the left twice, 1, 2. So how many decimeters are in a decameter? It looks like 1 whole. You could even 1.0 if that's gonna make you happy. And you should kind of just see that too, because if it's 2 jumps and each of these jumps is 100, so it's 10, 100, it's going to be divided by 100. So if I have 100, how many hundreds are in 100? Well, look at 1. Next one, I have 1,236 milliliters. Liters representing capacity, maybe little droplets of water. Milliliters. I want to see how that has a relationship to liters. Like I said before, liters would be a base measurement, so it's going to take us back to home plate. Let's go ahead and rewrite this number, 1,236, and I want to change it from milliliters to liters. Okay, going up the ladder. Let's see how many times I'm shifting over to, it's gonna be a smaller number because I'm gonna need less of it because it's a larger measurement. Just like we were looking at that hand sanitizer yesterday. A lot of milliliters, but if we convert it to a bigger measurement, we have less of it. Ready? Let's see how many jumps. 1, 2, 3. So again, that's 1,000 times smaller measurement, even though the measurement is bigger. So I need to move my decimal 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Placing your decimal here, this decimal will go away, right? And now you see that 1,000 times divided by this number, you actually have 1 liter and 236 thousandths. So we could really just talk about liters, 1 whole liter and some, rather than little tiny droplets. Next one. We're at 55 hectograms, which we don't use very often. Hecto is up here. It's a larger measurement, and I associated it to grams, which is your weights. So currently we have 55 hectograms, and it looks like we want to change to centigrams. So I'm going from a bigger measurement or a bigger, type of measurement to a smaller measurement. Let's go ahead and rewrite the decimal down below. I am at a current 55. So that means that my number is probably going to get bigger. I'm going to need more centigrams. Remember, because a centimeter or a centigram is the same weight as a paper clip. Hectogram is going to be something that's almost like a little bit shy of the same weight of a little less than a book. A nice big old chapter book, okay? So I'm at 55 hectograms, changing to centigrams. Let's go back to our chart, see how many jumps and which way we're going. We're going to go to the right, and let's see how many times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this time we're changing to 4 jumps. Let's go ahead and replace that decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Filling in with zeros. Wow, how many centigrams do I need that will match and equal to 55 hectograms? Well, it looks like 550,000 centigrams to get to hectograms. Wow. So obviously in this sense, we probably wouldn't measure with those grams. We would keep it to the hectograms. Last but not least, I have 500 millimeters, which is down here at the bottom. Those are the little tiny marks within your centimeters. I have 500 of them. I want to see what the relationship is just between millimeters and centimeters. Okay, so here I'm at 500 millimeters, taking it down below, and we're gonna change it to centimeters. So it looks like I'm going to the left and up one. Taking your decimal, moving it over, left, 1. I have 50 centimeters in 500 millimeters. So again, remembering that all of this just really is relevant to base, it's almost like a base 10 system. Everything is increasing by 10 or decreasing by 10. That's why it's so easy to move the place value, because each place value is represented by 10. So that's why metric system is actually a pretty snazzy, easy type of measurement system. I'm going to go ahead and leave you with 3 problems to do on your own. So over to the side, let's go ahead and have you practice. I want to change 24 centimeters into decameters. I want you to change 400 milliliters to just regular liters. And last but not least, let's do 2.1 kilometers and change it to millimeters. When you're done, practice, or not practice, but show your work to a friend, and then have Mr. A give you a smiley face down below, okay? Once you're done with that, make sure that your area is cleaned up, your math journal's put away, and I need you to work on your earth preservation slides. There will be graph paper available eventually for you guys to create a layout of your commune. And again, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.